Thanks for visiting Strutmasters.com. The following installation instructions are for the 2003 to 2006 series Ford Expedition or Lincoln Navigator vehicles. Your standard four-wheel kit comes complete with 4 coilover struts made exclusively by Strutmasters. 2 for the front, 2 for the rear, completely assembled and ready for installation. Your kit should also have detailed step-by-step instructions along with specific directions on how to eliminate the suspension warning light. Please note that a limited number of these luxury SUVs were equipped with a kneel-down feature that lowers the vehicle upon entry. Currently, Strutmasters does not have a solution for eliminating the suspension warning light on vehicles with this option. Call Strutmasters.com at 866-597-2733 for more information. Before beginning the installation, check to see that you have all the parts along with the proper tools. Also, evaluate your skill level. Our shops tell us if you can do a brake job, you should be able to install this kit. Keep in mind that improper installation will void your warranty. Be sure to follow all the manufacturer's recommendations for safe placement of lifting and supporting devices. Now let's get started. First, locate the air suspension cutoff switch in the rear storage compartment behind the small panel door on the driver's side and turn it to the off position. It is also advisable to disconnect the battery at this time. Raise the vehicle to a comfortable working height and remove the wheel from the corner of the car that you'll be working on. Locate the fittings you will be removing, the outer tie rod link, strut mounting nuts and bolts, the solenoid and the airline. Begin by disconnecting the solenoid by releasing the clips and pulling the connector out. Now, remove the airline by pushing in on the small colored ring with a flathead screwdriver while pulling the line out. Next, remove the 3 upper strut mounting nuts. It is not necessary to disconnect the upper control arm and ball joint to remove the old strut. Now proceed to the bottom of the strut and disconnect it by removing the attached nut and bolt assembly. Finally, disconnect the tie rod end from the spindle and remove the failed air strut. Front installation. Align the exposed threaded studs on your new Strutmasters coilover strut with the vehicle's upper strut mounting bracket holes. Feed them through and hand tighten the nuts. You will secure these later. Then, align the lower portion of the strut with the bracket hole and thread the bolt through. If necessary, use a pry bar to help with the alignment process. Securely tighten the bottom nut and bolt assembly. Now it's time to reconnect the outer tie rod end and secure the upper mounting nuts. Be sure to look for excessive wear on the tie rod ends and ball joints. The tie rod ends, sway bar links, or ball joints would need replacing if you can rotate the ball within its joint by simply using your hand. If you haven't made a purchase, go to Strutmasters.com or call us at 866-597-2733. Strutmasters offers a deluxe version of this kit, complete with all the most common parts needed to fix your vehicle right the first time. The last step in the front installation procedure is to tie off the airline and solenoid connector to an adjacent bracket. Mount the wheel and repeat the process on the opposite side of the vehicle. For instructions about eliminating the suspension warning light, contact Strutmasters.com at 866-597-2733. The first step in the installation procedure for the rear conversion kit is to make sure the air suspension control switch is in the off position and the battery is disconnected. As always, raise the vehicle to a comfortable height, remove the wheel, and locate the fittings that you'll be working with. Disconnect the solenoid by prying out the side retaining clips and pull the solenoid free from the connection. Then disconnect the air line by pushing up on the colored ring with a flathead screwdriver while pulling out the line. Next, go to the upper strut mounting bracket and remove the nuts. Proceed to the bottom of the air strut and loosen up the lower mounting bolt and special retaining nut. Do not completely remove the strut at this time. The next step in the process is to disconnect the tow bar link. Once that is accomplished, pull out the loosened lower strut mounting bolt and remove the failed air strut. Begin the installation procedure by aligning the exposed threaded studs on your new Strutmasters custom coilover strut with the vehicle's upper strut mounting bracket holes. Feed them through and hand tighten the nuts. You will secure these later. Then, align the lower portion of the strut with the bracket hole and thread the bolt through. Use a pry bar if necessary to adjust the lower control arm to help with the alignment process. Be sure to put the retaining nut with the special locking tab in the proper position, then securely tighten the bottom nut and bolt assembly. Now it's time to reconnect the tow bar link. It should slip easily into the fitting, but you may need a second wrench to tighten the top nut while securing the center shaft. Tighten the upper strut mounting nut securely. Tie off the disconnected air and solenoid lines onto an adjacent bracket, mount the rear wheel, and repeat the process on the opposite side of the SUV. Lower the vehicle, and you're finished with the installation of your new Strutmaster suspension conversion kit. For instructions about eliminating the suspension warning light, contact strutmasters.com at 866-597-2733 and speak to one of our certified suspension experts today.